Welcome back, everybody. My name is Log. I'm joined by two other people here in sunny Calabasas. We got a Division One heavyweight matchup. I'm joined by Katie and Monty tonight. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much. Excited to be here with some of my dear friends.
It's a beautiful evening, Log.
It is a good one tonight. Really nice here in Calabasas. I've never been here till now. They don't pay us to come out, but we do it for fun. What are you guys looking forward to in this matchup?
Going into this, I think anytime it's one of these D1 games, there's a lot of big names in there, but this especially CCC coming in with kind of a lot to prove off of a week that they, couldn't quite find the connections that they wanted to, and the Wild as well coming in after a one-win, one-loss week. I think both of them kind of have a lot to prove going into this. They're both good teams that are going to put on a pretty good show for us.
Absolutely. As you kind of mentioned about Calabasas, how they've been so far. We'll take a look at the standings. I can pull that up. They are 5 out of 6. I'm surprised they're not in last place, but they have an opportunity to turn it around tonight. Some of the other teams, like the Hooks, the Wild, have both been very, very good, kind of pulling ahead. But the Crushers have a chance to prove themselves against the Bloomington Wild, which they're a team that they have been very, very successful as of recent, and they have proven to be one of the more consistent teams in Division 1.
Yeah. And some old faces from the Wild as well, with a Jabba presence on the Camel Crushers, facing against his former goalie and Sleepy and former captain in Lumile. Always a fun little matchup there.
Absolutely. Starting rosters here, we'll take a look at the goaltenders to start. We got Sleepy in net for Calabasas. He's very, very good. And John, the one and only John, very famous. I didn't know much about him until I hopped on the broadcast, and everyone was glazing him. I was like, who is this guy? He's a stud.
Mm-hmm. He has been around to see it all, and he has been pretty darn consistent the whole way through. I believe the first goalie picked in the draft, and proving his worth.
Definitely, he despite being one of the best goaltenders in the game, his technique still seems to be pretty unique. Where he likes to flash his stick. Sleepy, for example, on the other end of the ice, she tends to hold it out in front of her to try to get reactive shots. But John wants to go all the way across his body to flash the leather almost, and it's still unique, not very often duplicated, but it's always very impressive.
Truly unique, and I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, one of the few goalies who still double taps to dash instead of using that single click option.
Hey, me too, but the difference between us is that I'm just not good. So,
all right, and it looks like we are off into our first match, and this is the Wild getting the puck into the offensive zone. Owen running behind the net, but Jabba there to break it away, whipping the puck over to Matt, who gets it. A quick chip up into there by Jabba, trying to clear it out of the Wild zone. That is sent down. Dickie Pecker picking up the puck. And seeing who we can find. Owen's there and open. As it gets knocked behind into Calabasas territory.
two teams, kind of a slow start, but you can tell they're trying to get a feel for each other, especially, midway through the season here. They've seen each other once or twice, but lineups are changing, strategies are changing, and I think we're up for a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, always evolving, always adapting to the other teams. The season's not going to look the same throughout the whole duration. And we have Lumile getting it up into the offensive zone. A rip onto the net above John. He won't quite have to worry about getting that save, as Jabba rips it across the ice. Dickie Pecker there to pick it up. He's going to rip that up into the air. Drops a threat out in front of the net, but Jabba is there to clean up the mess. As the Calabasas Camel Crushers trying to clear it out, but just not able to get it, and Matt tossing that one into the net.
What a goal there. Dangerous up high. That's great eyes by Matt and great eyes by the passer, and what a shot, man.
Just a spectacular finish. I mean, found open ice and made the most of it. What a great way to get into this game. And that is going to be 1-0 so far in favor of the Wild. And a quick response trying to be formed by Calabasas. Jabba shooting the puck vaguely in the direction of the net, but not able to get the angle that he wants. And Dickie Pecker passing it up to Owen, sending it across the ice, hoping for a teammate there, which will eventually meet up Matt. Lumile deep into the zone,
Watch
trying to
out.
get another shot off, but just wide. And we'll see if Calabasas can get this out safely. Cross way down the ice. Sleepy actually going to get out there to clear it out. And eventually, via Matt, getting sent into Calabasas territory yet again. Jabba in the back scooping that up. Going to get a little skate down the ice, dodging Lumali. Taking advantage of that room in front of him. Hopefully looking for a pass here. Since he's getting cut off, rips it. Trev almost able to knock it there. And Glenn to clean it up.
We'll have to look at this one.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, just tipped off the pad, and Glenn takes advantage of that unfortunate situation for John. That is a toughie.
I'm not sure if Glenn touched it. It looked like it could have been an own goal from Jabba.
Oh, it might have been. That would be even worse. But we'll give them the benefit of the doubt this time. And Luma again threatening a shot just wide, tipped away by John. And this is getting scary for Calabasas, down 0-2 in the first. They want to get a response as soon as they can. Lumali yet again skating into the zone. Thankfully, the defender's there to cut him off. Trev holding the puck now, looking for options. Jabba there to pick it up, scooting it out. Luma with the challenge, really threatening in the zone with Lumali, just always being there and in the way. Getting it sent over to Matt, and he's going to keep that play going for his team. Through Lumali to Dicky Pecker. Mike Throwdown not able to stop, but a shot up in the air. Owen not making contact. And the Camel Crushers squeezing on this offense, trying to get it killed so they can make their own plays. Jabba picking up off the sidewall, sending it back to Trev. Trev pushing out into open space. Digging it out, seeing if he can get around Matt, and he almost does. Looks like he can still barely keep it, but Owen's there to push him away. And they pass over to Glenn, chipped up in the air, a bit awkward, and Owen able to send it back to Luma, going into the Camel Crusher zone yet again. Maybe a shot knocked away by defense, and safe for now. They can let out a little breath as they get some offense going.
See what the Camel Crushers can do here. They've kind of struggled to score all year. Look out!
Oh my god, a huge save by Matt of all people.
That was dangerous, but, you know, we'll see what they can do here, trying to make a push. They struggled to score all year, and now is the time more than ever to get that going for them.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take any chance you get, and you have to not be disheartened going down in the first period. You know, there's just, you know, anything can happen in these games. It's never fully over until it really gets over. I think they should be able to keep their heads up and try and get something done. A huge defensive play by Mike Throwdown, knocking that puck down out of the air. Owen's assist being denied as he gets that over to Trev, pushing up into the wild territory. Jabba loading up a shot, but knocked aside by Matt. Matt is doing everything for this defense right now as Mike rips it behind the pads of Sleepy, and Owen's there to clear it out. Sleepy has some nice backup right now, and the Camel Crushers have to be sick to their stomachs with how close these pucks have gotten to going in.
Yeah, a lot of great chances there. The puck's just like sticking to the blue paint there. Kind of scary there for John.
Yeah, great save for him to end the period, but man.
That's really tough for for Calabasas to not be able to score in either of those situations where the puck's behind Sleepy's pads. Yeah. They gotta be able to crash the net a little sooner.
And you know, it's a little refresher time in this 30-second intermission, and maybe some strategizing, maybe just some clearing of the heads. There's a lot of talent on both these teams, and let's see what they can get into in this second period. Faceoff goes the way of the Wild. Owen on the sidewall, picking up the puck. Looking for some openings. Passes it just behind Lumali, but Austin is there to pick up the puck in the middle zone. Rips it back in deep, dropping behind the net. And some Wild players getting into scary territory, but Jabba able to pick it up and try to get it out of his zone. A long stretch clear down the ice, and Trev there to pick it up. A shot from him. Oh, saved by Sleepy. That was a scary looking shot, but knocked aside and not going to go in now. The Camel Crushers still not getting their break.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to be happy. They got to be happy with how they played so far. A lot of shots. Yeah. 6 shots on goal already for them. Just got to pass Sleepy now. Find some way to get it to the twine.
I know. I mean, and their shots in different scenarios. It's not all them trying the same thing each time. I think, if they just keep at it, eventually they'll pick apart and find something that's going to work for them. And Dicky Pecker skating it down, looking for an open option. There's Lumily, but John in the way to knock it to the side. Matt going to pick it up in middle ice, but loses the puck, and Trev's there to pick it up. Matt gets knocked down seemingly by his own teammate. Glenn open for the pass, but Trev just going to shoot it.
Oh,
That pass
man.
not going through. Trev saying he's going to handle it on his own.
Yeah, great.
Can't give away a 2-on-0
Yeah.
this league.
Hard to do, hard to cover it all, impossible to cover it all, some might say. And on that 2-0, the Camel Crushers finally catch their first break, bringing the game to a 2-1 for the Wild. Just a 1-goal gap, now really anybody's game as long as this keeps up. We have
Actually, I believe they're actually, unless I'm wrong, they're up 2-1. I think there was a confusion on the own goal there by Jabba earlier in the game.
Oh my god, true. There is confusion there. You have called me out on my mistake.
I don't know what's up with
It's
the
my
puck
fault.
recently. I don't know. Really, I don't know what's up with the puck recently in pugs and these games. There's been so many own goals. It just doesn't want to go
I've
in the right
experienced
spot. Yeah.
1 or 2 this very day. It's actually a lead for the Camel Crushers. This has to feel great for them. Obviously, you said they got a lot to prove, kind of trailing in the standings. But, showing right here, Trevor with an immaculate shot on that 2-0. Says, you got to be scared when we get these breakaways. You can't just kind of expect it to be a free game, even if they're low. And Lumily picking up the puck saying, we can answer. Trev again knocking it off the side. Has a couple options trying to skate by Matt. Gets knocked a little bit aside. Maybe he's there to pick it back up. Owen not able to knock it clear, but Matt able to get the puck from him. Dicky Pecker in his defensive zone. Another stretch clear. But Job is there to cut it off, juggling it in the air a bit. A cute move from him. And this is another opening. This is a big threat
Ouch.
just above Sleepy. Not able to do another block by Sleepy's body, I believe. And this is chance after chance for the Calabasas Camel Crushers. They're really buzzing in this series, trying to get some action.
Sleepy, oh my goodness. They've had to bail out the Wild a few times here. The Camel Crushers are all over them.
And a dangerous chance, but not quite able to connect. And yeah, I mean, without some of these saves from Sleepy and from Sleepy's teammates, I mean, this would be a much bigger lead
5-1.
for the Camel Crushers. Yeah. So it's got to be very appreciative of the defensive line. Lumily very happy with his picks. And this is Glenski for the Camel Crushers, ripping it deep, knocked away by Dicky Pecker. A heads-up defensive play before the puck cuts to Jabba there. Knocking it over to Owen as he skates it up, but not going to connect. Mike Thurdano able to pick it up and knock it over to his teammate Trev. And the Camel Crusher skating up the ice, not connecting with any of his teammates. Dicky Pecker there to pick it up and seeing if he can get the Wild back in this game. Stretch clear off the wall, cut off by Glenski. And keeping the puck, deking around a few of the defenders,
Nice
making
move.
a big play. And Trev catches the puck, but not quite how he wants to. Not going to get a valuable shot off of that. But, I mean, the Wild have to be a little bit scared seeing, they're down 1 and the Camel Crushers are still getting all these chances.
Yeah, and I like the physicality coming from both teams. That's one thing I want to see. These Pro Division players, first of all, are all extremely talented. Katie, you know firsthand.
Yeah,
You guys
man.
are great. I want to see a little more physicality, though, from some of these teams. It can really be a difference maker sometimes in a close contest.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a couple hits. I think one hit was a Wild on Wild contact,
Yeah.
but they don't always show it because they're pretty reserved about how they use it. But a lot of these players are great at that physicality. Lumily, I know, is another just great hitter. And again, you'll see these are tight matches. People are fighting hard. We want to see some action. Owen with a wide shot. Luma knocking it in close. John's there to stop it. That was scary. And Mike throw down to the block the next shot from Dicky Pecker. Now both teams are buzzing on the offense. This could really go either way. Excited to see who's going to sink the next one. Luma wide, Matt with a shot, but Mike there to block it. Action on the puck behind the net. Mike Thordana picking it up, trying to kill this offense before it gets really dangerous. And cleared out for now with Luma on the puck at the end of the second period.
Yeah, John
Man.
went post to post there at the end of the period to save the tying goal.
Yeah, great athleticism from him, and he's doing a great job keeping this lead for his team. And I think, as we've expected, I mean, two of Two really, really strong goalies in this lineup. These lineups, plural. And we've seen some great shots and great stops, and it's really taken some spectacular moments to get these pucks in the net.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a question for Monty, man. I know you're a pretty clutch player out there in Pugs. I gotta ask, you're Bloomington Wild. What do you gotta do to get this game tied? Only 5 minutes remaining.
I think in that case, you got to start trying to get pucks in deeper. Start engaging the channel.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
The commentator's curse.
Well, actually, what you do is
That.
you get it around Trev, and then it deflects off of Jabba's chest and over John's pad.
That is
That's actually how you do it.
Right.
It's exactly what I was right about to elaborate on.
Oh, just like the coach drew up, I suppose. That deflection off of Jabba's stick, making this game even. Truly anybody's game now, the puck going over the net. Like we said, with not exactly how we expected, but some buzzing offenses for sure.
The goal goes to Owen. Matt with the assist, and secondary assist goes to Monty. Round of applause for you, man.
Yeah, woo! Now Jabba has an own goal.
There you go. He was due for one. Love that guy. As he gets a nice pass to his teammate, saying we're still in this. But Dickie Pecker knocking the puck off of him. Mike finally fighting back. And Matt, a little tennis match going on in center ice. And Matt ends up with it a big clear in the air, but knocked down by the Calabasas defense. Dickie Pecker with another rip. Trevor in the way. And they're chasing after this puck, seeing if he can get it next. Looks like it will be the Wild coming out on top of the puck for now. Lumley catching the puck on the pass. Another big shot, perhaps, but knocked away by the defense. Owen in deep, knocked into the pads of John. He is there, right up front to block that attack.
Fantastic save.
Just excellent work from him, staying calm and composed. The puck in the air behind the net. With Mike and Glenn back there cleaning it up a little bit. Skating up as much as they can, getting it past Owen, seeing if he can connect it deep into the zone. Again, really want to get these offensive threats going, but Lumley says not today, at least not right now, and he himself is going to skate it down, passing it to Owen. Owen, plenty of goals on his record, going for another one, but John, again, just where he needs to be to block it.
What a save.
Nice move. The score doesn't suggest it being 2-2 in a puck game, but it's been a goalie battle. Both goalies have been incredible in this contest.
Just fantastic, and these goals going in are almost going in, half of them from just these really awkward situations, but most of them a double save for John. Both of those extremely difficult. He is locking in to keep this tied. He wants his game to go in favor of the Campbell Crushers so bad. He is dialed. And another attack coming for the Wild. Owen in deep, hoping to get around Mike, cuts it back. Right out in front, Jabba safely getting away from the net this time. Thanking his lucky stars it didn't go the wrong way again. Sleepy out behind the net, looking for a pass to a teammate. Long clear, but Jabba catches it, knocks it way up high. Not a big threat, but Glenward there to pick it up, maybe keeping that offense going. Wrapping around the net, the fake wrap. But not going to get any action off of that just yet. Mike in deep, passing up to Trev in middle ice. Skating up with a long stretch pass towards Glenski, but that's going to be cut off by Dickie Pecker. And Glenn with a shot towards the net, but not a big threat. Sleepy's there to clean it up and even passing it to her team to keep that play going. It's nice to see those little moments as well with goalies, just doing those little taps and stuff to keep the play going smoothly as Trev skates it up here. Looking for another play, but just closed out. Can't find it past the defenders.
Watch out.
Except for that tap. Sleepy keeping composed, not giving up a free shot. And Trev almost getting that tapped in, but can't quite get it behind Sleepy.
Great save as Trev was kind of trying to bait Sleepy to dash over, I think, but Sleepy holds her ground.
Yeah, and you see that sometimes with these. Oh my god, another big save by John. I can't even finish my thought. But these defenses, they'll get a little bit confident that the play has already ended. There'll be that one last offensive player there to kind of get a cheeky play there. Trev, in that case, being totally unguarded on that wrap. And I'm sure the Wild are very thankful that Sleepy was able to clean that up for them. A big stretch shot with a deflection by Luma, but John says no siree. These are just, again, for a 2-2 game, just a bombastic matchup by these goalies.
That was an elite level play by Luma Lee. Looks very reminiscent of the Echo deflection. If you saw that one from the Galaxy game, that
Yeah.
was disgusting.
And yeah, you'll see more and more of these in the air plays, especially in these D1 games. I mean, these players are just dialed in on those. You can really never rule the puck out when it's in the air. Never know what's going to happen. It's a big chip just up and over, not going to be a threat for John as that period closes out, and we are tied in this puck game.
A close contest for sure. I'd ask Monty what he wants to see in the OT, but it might end right away. So, I mean, what do y'all think?
Well, I think the carrying has been pretty good in this game. I think the we've had some strong positioning, but we've seen a lot of mistakes. I think and almost all of them have been made on pressure. People think they have to make a move immediately. I think trying to increase pressure will be what settles this game.
Yeah, pressure versus composure. I mean, these rotations and stuff, they're pretty dialed in when they need to be, but it's just having the composure to make those right passes, making accurate passes when you need to, not getting too scared with the puck, and just being where you need to be. Again, these are two great teams. It's a close matchup, and it's going to take a good play or a very awkward play to get it behind one of these goalies. And a little fight behind the net. Looks like Glenward behind the net picking up the puck, seeing if he can get this play going. Dicky Pecker kind of clamping him down. Not a lot of options with three guys on you. And the Wild going to safely get this out of the zone. Cut off by Trev. Another attempt at the pass, but again, not quite connecting. Mike being able to pick that up in lieu of Lumali. And a pass over to Jabba. Going to stretch across the ice, going through Matt, and Glenn picking it up. Seeing who he can get. But again, just swarmed by defenders. Not really anything he can get done there. The Wild really tightening it up going into this overtime. And that is a stretch lob pass into coverage. That's going to be pretty cleaned up. Oh, and almost getting a piece on it, but Mike keeping it together enough. And Matt cutting in with a stretch pass to the point, and a little collision there as Trev is going to end up with the puck after the Wild run into each other. The light shot knocked low by Sleepy. That one's not going to be a big threat, but a necessary save regardless. And Mike passing it to Glenn, not quite getting that connection to Jabba, but another rip in by Glenn through the 5-hole. Uh-oh, and this game is going to go to the Camel Crushers.
That's just unlucky for Sleepy.
Oh,
No.
It can happen to anybody. Hell, it's happened to me in D1 before, but you are kicking yourself in overtime, letting that goal in. That's going to be one that the Wild wish they could rewind.
Yeah, that puck was in the worst spot where it lands on the top of the pad just as it comes down. It's deceptively difficult to make a good save there, and when you dash as it makes contact, you can deflect it right into your own net. That is brutal.
Like we said, it takes an immaculate shot or an awkward shot to get the puck in. It looks like awkward one for the first game. As, like Monty said, just the perfect spot where it never feels like there's really one correct thing to do. You're kind of trying to make do with what you got, but just an unfortunate situation, and still a performance to be proud of, and got to get locked in for the next game.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. And these two teams, the play started getting really tightened up towards the end there in OT.
Yeah.
What that starts with is having a vocal, confident captain and a team that can follow the captain. These two captains I want to shout out, Lumali and Mike Frodano, are both very, very vocal and very, very talented, and I think that's why it really tightened up there.
Yeah, I mean, for a long stretch of time, you've seen Luma really bringing up people on his teams, kind of coaching them and getting some systems going, and kind of lifting up developing players and combining them really seamlessly with some veterans.
Yeah.
And like we said, towards the end of that last period, I mean, the defense really cleaned up. I mean, anytime they got in the zone, there's just three people on them. It felt like they were smothered. And I feel like they should be able to get that last little unfortunate event behind them and go into this next game confidently, knowing that they were doing a really great job.
Agreed.
What a great win for the Camel Crushers too.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. To allow one goal off of an awkward shot, one goal off of an own goal, and then another one off of a perfect placement. It's tough all the way around. but I don't think it's something that'll stick in the mind long.
I don't think so, because I think that is not the regular for that team. That is an offshoot for that team. That's not expected from them, and I think they have the strength and composure to keep it together. And the Camel Crushers gotta feel just splendid after getting a win, and they're hoping to carry that energy into this game and see what they can get done. I mean, this should be another thrilling matchup. We have the puck ringing around the back. Mike Giordano picking this up in Camel Crusher territory. Stretch pass over and picked up by Trev, actually continuing the play, but knocked slowly over to Sleepy. A pass to Lumily gets broken up by Glenn. A pass to Trev, a quick pickup by Trev, but not able to keep the puck to make a play happen, as Austin's able to clear it down to Owen. Owen with the tap back, not able to keep the puck either. Trev with a free puck here. It's going to be an unfortunate turnover if he gets a nice shot here. That is a lift up,
Great
a beautiful save by Sleepy.
Spectacular save, hugs the post, strong with the body there, and sometimes those pucks, those kind of weird flipper shots, can be hard to react to and save, but Sleepy does an excellent job.
Just textbook. And Trev says, I'm going back for more. He skates into the offensive zone, but Austin there to break it up, and Luma there continue to play. Knock down Glenn, hitting to the side. Trev again. Trev is absolutely buzzing on for this offense. It's a really clean pass to Glenn, but broken up by the Wild defense. Again, they're not going to give up free shots as much as they can. They're going to make it difficult, but Trev really just able to find these kind of holes in the defense and make his way through, becoming a real asset for the Camel Crushers in this series. Pass through Lumily, ends up completing Jabba as he gets another pass behind Dicky Pecker to Trev, but just broken up, not quite able to get that tape-to-tape pass that he wanted. And Owen moving into the zone, threatening a shot, but just wide. John there in the way just in case. And Owen with, a lot of goals to the Wild, a really accurate shooter, and pretty commanding with the puck when he wants to be. Is scary to see skating up there, so you got to be glad that he didn't really capitalize on that chance as much as he could have. And Luma, again, threatening the shot in the air. I mean, it seems like he's really queued up to get one of these. A free wrap, but John not giving up that post. No free goals today. And again, another one of those cases where the defense kind of thinks the play is over and that last offensive player just kind of sneaks one last chance in.
Yeah, for sure. And the Camel Crushers got to be careful down low. We're starting to see the Bloomington Wild try to express that entire offensive zone, as I think it was Lumily nearly just sneaks that past John.
And Trev lining up another shot. Austin in the way. And again, it really seems like this offense is being funneled through Trev right now. Some great passes from Glenn, Mike, and Jabba. Kind of feed him in that slot or wherever he is. Again, Owen going down low with a attempted pass, but not really finding any Wild teammates with that puck. So a slow recuperation picked up by Austin, skating it down. Connects with Luma down ice on the boards. And a chip across. Looks like that was Mike hitting it away, and John there to clean it up off that last final shot as the puck exits the zone and knocking that play dead before it gets any worse. And just kind of trading chances for both these teams. Pick up by Jabba, threatening a pass or a shot, not sure which just yet. Deking back and forth around Austin and straight to Glenn. Maybe another chance, but Sleepy in the way both times. Absolutely dialed, not letting any of those go in. Getting the pads in the way. And Owen on a quick counterattack. Looking for an answer. Not quite yet. Knocked back to Matt with a rip across, but just in front of John. He's not too worried about that one. Able to clear it back to the boards. Matt's there to pick it up again until Mike and Jabba will kind of knock that play away. Trev ripping it deep onto the ice. Pretty flat. Sleepy with an easy clear off to the boards.
Bloomington Wild putting all their top gunners out there trying to get something going after losing that game.
Oh, and a shot from Austin as well. They're getting their whole lineup some shots, seeing who will get one first. And, some quality chances from each of them, kind of in their own styles. Like we saw last game, kind of picking away, trying to see which kind of chances are going to be the most effective, which ones look the best. And Austin skating in one more time. A deke across, a chip up into the air, and Owen almost able to knock it down. They're really going for these air plays. Looks like they're not able to finish these passes across the ice. Getting knocked aside by the defense.
They're dangerous. And you know who's very dangerous for Bloomington is Dickie Pecker. They're a very
Yeah.
underrated player.
Always there on defense and an offensive threat when you need him to be. But Owen with the shot that time not going in. And, you know, it's the Wild's a team full of playmakers that have that shooting potential as well. I know from personal experience, even Austin Dickie Pecker got a snipe on me top corner one time in one of my own matches. So firsthand, you know, all of them are kind of a threat when you see them skating up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say it's becoming increasingly clear right now that I think Austin is the best defenseman in the league as it stands. Reason why he's a first round pick, and he's showing it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a first round pick defensive player is a huge vouch for their ability. You know, could go for some of those like more cannony options, even in a player like Rezier, that sort of archetype. But Luma, kind of forming his team, knows what he's looking for and picked just an absolute unit for defense on his team. Has got to be happy with his performance, and even with his ability to get some shots on as well. That shot, trying to find Owen down the ice, but Matt there with the free wrap, not going to connect. Knocked into middle ice. Dickie Pecker, all reliable back there to pick up the puck, looking for an option down ice, getting around Glenn. With a few options out there, developing the play a little bit. No direct challenges to him, getting around a few people, and you know, doesn't lose the puck directly, but has to pass it into that corner, not really connecting with anybody he wanted to. And Glenn going to knock that play aside, and Trev skating the puck up himself with Jabba down as an option, seeing what he can get done. This could get dangerous, but Matt there to knock it aside. Jabba deep to get another pass off, but again, Austin there reads the play and gets in the way so that pass doesn't go through.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Monty here, especially even just in this game as a sample size. Austin has been everywhere, especially in the defensive zone.
Yeah, and especially when they need him, you know, it gets scary sometimes. Luma trying to knock the puck in there, but John's pad's in the way. Trev on a breakaway here. Dickie Pecker trying to knock the stick away, and Sleepy holding on for dear life as Trev kind of runs into that crease. I was looking really scary for the Wild, but they are exhaling a sigh of relief as that one does not end up in the net, but they got to be scared with Trev getting a breakaway like that.
Nearly a gin call maybe if it went in. Trev was trying to barrel that thing home. Sleepy holds her ground though with the left pad.
Lord help us all if that went in.
It'd be a quick decision.
Yeah, true.
And that puck is knocked up to Trev. Getting a knock across the ice. Luma Lee hitting it away. Jabba wanting that puck, but not getting what he wants for now. Glenn behind the net picking it up. A few skaters threatening him, but finds a little bit of room to skate it down. Luma trying to knock it aside, but Jabba on a strong play. Matt just there to beat him out. The Camel Crushers not finding the holes in this defense as much as they want to. Jabba again losing the puck, but Trev is actually able to pick it up off of Dickie Pecker. Trev loading up a shot, hits the post. Finally beat Sleepy on the shot, but didn't quite get that pixel perfect shot he wanted. And Sleepy thanking her post there for kind of keeping her safe in this 0-0 matchup.
Yeah, the goaltender's best friend. I think Trev just hit the bottom of the poster right by the studs. What a chance.
Gotta be scary. And the puck dropping into John's lap. Great composure, not letting it go into the 5-hole, not knocking it in with your stick. And Owen fighting for it here, trying to get another chance on John, but not quite connecting with anything. Glenn keeping that play safe, knocking it back to the Wild on a clear. And a little Matt to Owen connection. Owen skating up with a little bit of room. He could get a shot off here, but blocked by Mike. The Calabasas defense also kind of locking in here. They know it's a tight game. They know this goal could define it, but not quite connecting. Sleepy there, able to kind of guide it wide. But Jabba, again, not able to get through Dickie Pecker. Dickie just always in the way. And Luma kind of into some open ice with Owen as an option. Just Mike in front of them. Looking for a shot and just up and wide. John with his stick in the way as well. You know, even for as fantastic as these defenses are playing, I mean, these players are just, you know, really smart and have the moves to kind of just scrape for any chance that they can get. And we're still getting a really dynamic matchup between the two. This is
But that play we
You
just
know.
had with Luma Lee, it's got to be a stick banger, a little frustrating for Luma Lee. You know, you shake and bake,
Mm.
razzle dazzle, silky mitts through the high slot like that just to put it wide. That's a rough feeling.
You know, you're always
Oof.
thinking to yourself, you have to fight so hard for a chance that it's got to be frustrating when you don't get it on net like that. And Trev with an open breakaway here going maybe just a little too deep, sleepy with a good heads up play to push out for that. And she's going to knock that over to Matt. He loses it, but Luma there to pick it up for him. And Luma deking around Jabba. Jabba says, no, that's going to my team. Unless Owen can pick it up there first in front. 2 players in front. This could get really dangerous, but Matt not getting it on net either. The Wild really getting some good placements and opportunities, but not able to get it on net as much as they want. And when they are, it's that low wrap, that pad shot. And they're just waiting for their chance to kind of get one in the air over those pads that'll really threaten John.
Agreed. I was right about to say that this game has seen from both sides a lot of great chances, but really not a lot of great shots.
Yeah.
There have been some strong saves, but no real goal scoring shots have really transpired the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw some of those in the previous game with some higher up shots and maybe some nerves, maybe some just not quite feeling it, playing it too safe, but got to see some changes in the shots here if we want to start seeing some more goals.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the Wild got to be careful in their own zone there in the slot. Can't 2 players you do not want to leave wide open, even if you have John in the crease.
Yeah, I mean, almost any of these players are, not ideal to have skating up at your goalie,
Yeah.
but some real electric players in this lobby that are known goal scorers. I mean, you got to be worried, even with like some of the best goalies in the game, nothing is ever guaranteed. And Luma's going to get the puck here, passing it out, trying to find Matt, sneaking up behind Mike. He almost gets it, but Mike there to break it up, and Lumali kind of through some traffic, not able to get a shot in the air off. Another one rolling into the pads of John. A pass across crease. Owen almost getting the puck, but kind of sliding off the tip of his stick, and Luma not able to get contact there. But still down low behind the net with another wrap. Low on John. You're going to have to get a lot better of a shot off to get it past John on these. I mean, with someone that's been playing the game at a high level for such a long time, I mean, those wraps can't be your go-to when you get those chances.
Yeah, really dangerous though. And the Bloomington Wild once again in this game taking advantage, coming down low there against the Camel Crushers, generating some good chances. But as you said, they got to do a little more just to get past a goalie like John.
Yeah, I think they're playing pretty sound and they're doing the plays that will kind of get them those like bread and butter kind of shots and wraps. But in games like this, you got to get kind of extravagant. You got to get creative. And you got to kind of break up from what they expect so that you can do some that they're really not planning for and create some chaos. And Luma knocking it into Mike. Mike going to pick it up in his own zone behind the net, wrapping around Owen again in that down low spot, but not able to run away with the puck this time. They send down the ice. Sticky Pecker in the way of Glensky, going to knock that one aside to Matt. As Owen's actually there to pick it up, but loses the puck to Trev. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but Trev was on him and ready to steal the puck. And steal he does. Luma doing so likewise, seeing if he can get a pass off. But sends it across the ice to 3 Camel Crushers. Not sure who he was looking for there, but Trev is happy to receive the puck. Let's see what he can get done with it. It'll behind the back pass, but Luma reads it perfectly and cuts it off. As Trev knocks that back safely to Jabba's hands. And let's see what Jabba gets done with it. Little send over to Trev. A few Camel Crushers bunched up, but Glenn running deep, seeing if he can get open for it. Mike Thordano as well, but just sneaking past his stick. Not connect on these passes and trying to get these plays developing, but for the Camel Crushers, it seems like they're not really able to get these, kind of set plays going with these passes. They're kind of expecting more on those breakaways and that chaos, and the Wild just seeming really sound in their gameplay, breaking up those plays pretty easily.
This game slowing down just a little bit though overall. 2 minutes to go in the third period, tie game. This is crunch time for both of these teams.
Yeah. And a long clear there, safely picked up by Trev. Again, 0-0 in the third. I mean, even earlier it felt like the first goal to be scored would really define the game, but now it really feels like it will. The first goal could be the only goal. Knocked aside Dicky Pecker to knock it to Lumali. With a quick pass just going past Matt and Glenn able to pick it up. But Matt in the way of that pass to Trev, which would have been very dangerous.
Really creative pass there, just doesn't get through.
Yeah, I like these like snappy passes,
Yeah.
really keeping aware of where your team is on the ice so you can get those quick chances off. A little miscommunication there. Owen diving in close with the puck going behind the net. That is Glenn just barely not picking it up, but able to get it on that second chance. Jabba trying to knock it back to Glenn, but goes a little bit too hard on it. And old reliable Dicky Packer ringing it around to Matt as he tries to get it down ice to Luma, who's unguarded right now. With a little bit of pressure, seeing what he can get done. Pulling it back out, and that's that creativity we're looking for. Not going for that easy wrap, but pulling back for that shot. And not getting the goal this time, but seeing some more signs of life from the Wild on these dangerous chances. And Luma again controlling the puck, getting a long clear, trying to find somebody, but that is a camel crusher reception on that pass. Glenn able to pick it up, but not able to get much done with it. Dicky Pecker again in the way, along with Lumley to knock it aside. Owen trying to pick up a shot for himself, but Mike's been doing a really good job on kind of keeping track of these plays, not leaving people open for too long. And gets
Yeah,
his stretch
that's
pass.
what you need from your captain, especially Mike. He's really good in his own end, and he is really, really making his case here in this game.
Yeah, not the main scoring option, but still like a great
Right.
defender, a great passing player, and he just thinks about the game a lot, thinks about those passes, that macro gameplay, and it's great to have him as your leader in these games to kind of keep you focused. And that is a full regulation with no scores after that first 2-2 game, and it really shows what we meant when we said that 2-2 game was really, really close, regardless of the score line. I mean, these teams are just locking it down.
Once again, another overtime. I want to say real quick my favorite thing to say. I'm sorry. This stream is brought to you by the Remport Tradebreaker. Go check that out. They did so much work. And you, Katie. The site looks awesome. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it's a group effort, and glad to be a part of it. Ren doing a great service to the community. I've seen a lot of people say it's, they're just so much more engaged with the player base, knowing kind of what trades are going on with the quotes, even the weekly reviews of these games that we love broadcasting so much. I mean, shout out to Ren, shout out to the whole media team, and check out the Renport if you haven't in the official league media channel.
Absolutely. I apologize if anybody heard my microphone just fall and explode. That's just how good the Remport Tradebreaker is, I guess.
Oh, a huge stick by John. Great heads up play, knocking that safely aside.
Yeah, absolutely. I never thought I'd be so invested in a Texas Toucans trade.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
But those quotes, man. And Glenn with a dangerous chance here knocks it into the pads again, that low shot. And just to say about that little stick movement from John, there's a really remarkable thing about these really, really good goalies. A huge save, but that might have been knocked in by him as soon as I was about to say something about the composure.
No. Let's take a look.
And,
what a
own goal for John. Imagine that, 2 overtime games, 2 unfortunate own goals, and it's not the same team either time. It's these 2 spectacular goalies just for these awkward situations.
Oh, so that's 6 total goals in this match night, of which 4 went in off of the team's own player. That's unbelievable.
Unreal.
What do we actually know anything?
I don't know if I have any brilliant takeaways to say from this game. I mean, both teams playing just lights out, and just these odd moments. I mean, great shots, great chances, amazing defense from both sides, and just you have to be speechless seeing both games end this way. And the fact that it's not the same goalie both times.
Indeed. It's it's tough to analyze a game like that.
It's
so much composure, and then to have it end in such a fashion.
That was literally, and maybe it's Caster's curse, and I'm sorry, John. I was literally about to say how the real benchmark of these like really top tier goalies is that even when it feels like nothing is happening for a while, it's only these pad shots, your stick is still ready and active for when you need it to be. And Definitely. We saw that. I mean, John got that amazing stick save. Sleepy was really active with her stick. And just when you least expect it, an awkward little moment like that, a little flick back with your stick, maybe even catching some stick pad interaction, I'm not sure, but that is just, it's hard to tell what you learned from that match.
Yeah, taking a look at the standings, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, both teams take 4 points there with an overtime win.
Yes.
The Camel Crushers still in 5th place, but a
Well,
good win for them. And then the Bloomington Wild, I think, depending on how
both
the
teams
other
take
games-
3 points.
3 points, yes. So the Wild will step up to 2nd place there. Good win for them.
Good win for them. I'm sure, they're hoping for both wins there to kind of propel them up higher in the standings. But again, huge for the Camel Crushers. I know, coming off of a week where you couldn't really piece together the wins that you wanted, even coming out with one here is going to be just nice motivation, reminder that you guys are still in this and still able to get those wins when you want them.
That's actually Calabasas' first overtime win all season.
Oh, I'm sure they're happy to have that number filled out. And now they know in any of those future overtimes, it's doable.
It can be done.
It can, even if it has to go in off the 5-hole on a weird shot, it will be done.
That's right. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Just an odd matchup.
Goodness.
Very odd.
Well, I believe that's I don't know if we're doing any interviews with any players after that, but that is the 2 matches between these 2 teams tonight.
I'm not sure if either team's going to save the tape.
Yeah, I don't know if that's one you want to relive or one you just want to be like, we can look at some clips from this, but we don't have to relive those moments,
Yeah. I don't think the goalies want to talk. I don't think the captains want to talk.
Now this is a night that will sweep under the rug, perhaps, on this sunny Thursday night.
Absolutely.
In Calabasas.
We've done a couple of interviews, smaller things so far, so I hope we can continue to kind of integrate that, get ready for the playoffs. I'm looking forward to some really, really good content here from the PHL.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people really invested in a lot of development being put in the production team as well. Excited to get more of these games streamed for all you lovely viewers and for all these lovely players. I know they really appreciate having them broadcasted, so thank you, Log and Monty, for being in the booth with me, Log for doing the technical directing, and keeping this community going.
It's my pleasure, Katie. Thanks for doing the cast.
Of course. It's nice that it's my team doesn't even play this week, or this evening at least, so I can help you out for these D1 games. I mean, I love watching them, and so I'm pleasured to be able to cast one with y'all.
The same is true.
All right, well, that's all we got for y'all tonight, folks. There might be is there a Div 3 game going on?
I think Jack was trying to stream one of the Div 3 games, yeah.
Later start. It might be on PHL 3. Go check that out. But from Calabasas, it's myself, Mott's Player, and Katie. We are signing out. Don't forget to go check out the Ramport Trade Breaker as well. Y'all have a great night.
Good night and good puck.
Thank you.